Hello from sunny Belfast. I'm going to show you one of the stages to making my hand building tiki cars. Got 9 of these bad boys to make. So just thanks very much for the support. This one's going to be on a Mustang. So this is actually the customer's own car. And then I just stick a wee Q or whatever, tiki, whatever I think into them. It's going to be the same colour as his car. Love doing this type of thing. It is very time consuming, but at the minute I've got plenty of time. COVID-19 diaries. I usually make anything hand building. I love paper clay. If you don't know what that is, you're probably better off just googling it. Because it would take hours to try to show you how to make it. Basically, it's ordinary clay with paper fibres mashed up, blended, put into a clay slip, let it dry off, and then you wedge it and you can use it as ordinary clay. But the beauty about paper clay is, especially when you're hand building, it just makes it so much stronger in the green stage. That's the dry stage of the clay. So it means it's not as fragile. So if you need to move it around or anything, or especially with the really good properties of it, it doesn't crack as easy when it's drying out or when it's fired. Because you've got cellulose fibres which are hollow. Cellulose fibres let the gas escape, whatever. So it's a really good, if you're interested in it, Google it. It's different, it's weird, it's a bit strange, it's a bit sticky. But I make my own. You can buy it, but it's quite expensive. But it's a lot easier making up an own batch. But it does need to be wedged up. It's quite a bit of work in making it. I usually do it up at my studio where I have blenders and I have a pug mill and whatever, and a plaster bats, which is a lot easier to make up. But I'm at home here at the minute, so I've just had to make do with what I have here with a drill, with a mixer on it and whatever. But you can see the next stage is I have to wedge this up because you've got air pockets in it. At the studio I have a pug mill, which is great. You just put it in and it does it all itself, but unfortunately it's not here. And let's go now. It's a good bit of exercise too. Basically when you're wedging, it's just a matter of getting all the air out of it. This is called ram's head wedging or rough wedging. So I'll see the shape of the ram's head on it. I have a bad shoulder, you can feel that. I really should be taking this up to the yard. I'm trying to do my best to stay at home. Just get the rhythm going, it's not bad. You use your body weight more than your shoulders. See, then you have no air pockets. See, with the beauty with the paper is clay is if you do have small air pockets, you can probably get away with it. On to the next stage. Next stage is to make some clay slabs, and then I'll let them sit for a bit. As I say, I'm not up in the studio, so usually I have rolling machines, everything up there, so it makes life a lot easier. But when you haven't got all that gear, you have to improvise. So I'm thinking maybe this will help some people who don't have all the gear. For working clay, I actually quite like an old concrete slab. It's quite good. It's nice and heavy, even for wedging on. You can get good. You can get wedging it well with that. These are my boards that I use for casting, but they've got a lip on them here, so they're quite good. You can set them here and here, and then you can basically put your clay in here and roll it out. But I also like it to get a wee tip too if you want to try to get get your clay put into a slab first, and it also takes out a lot of the air bubbles. You just slap it like that. There. Rolling pin. As you see, it's still have a couple of air bubbles in that. I want to try to get them. They're probably alright. They're probably okay that size. You know to talk away to myself quite a bit. I work alone, so I have to talk to somebody. That's the type of thing you want there. So that's going to be the base of the car. You also want to make up coils. So with those, if you don't have a extruder, it's a machine you put the clay into. If you can get used to rolling, there's a bit of a trick where you sort of just rock the palms of your hands together, and you can do it half decent coil in not an awful lot of time. So we'll need a load of those too. Probably easier with our hands. That's the type of thing I would do to prepare before I start making the actual sculpt. Here we go again. So I've rolled out a few paper clay slabs, and they've been overnight. They've just been sort of stiffening up a bit, but you still have to be careful. If they get too hard, they're hard to work with. But then again, that's the beauty with paper clay. You can actually you can just re-wet it, not like ordinary clay, and you can use away at it again, and you can force dry it, which is really handy if you've made anything big before. But I've made up. So that's going to be the main body of the mug. As you can see, the whole car won't be a mug. It'll just be the body of the tiki. And it's going to be Dragula, the old Herman Munster drag car. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, this one, but we'll see how we get on. So basically, if you're used to the basics of clay hand building, you have to make sure you get a nice key between the clay parts. So I'm just going to be joining the main part here. This will be the tiki. You always give all your parts a nice score. Like that, and then you use a slip, which is basically the same clay as you use for building, made into a liquid slip, just to glue. Join it together. Make sure you get plenty of that on. These are going to be your parts that can crack, drying out and whatever. You have to be sure. Go that way over. So I'm just getting the main sort of structure made up first. I'm actually going to use a bit of the clay that I had made up to do a fillet around that. Make sure it's as strong as it can be. There's no point in rushing work like this. If you start rushing this, we making mistakes. So I'll finish this off and then come back later on and show you the other bits and pieces. It's very difficult to, like, it takes that long. I would be doing this for a couple of hours probably, and I don't particularly think people would sit and watch a video for a couple of hours. I'm sure they get bored after all that. But the principles of hand building is good strong joints, plenty of slip, plenty of scoring. Make sure you really can't overdo it. Well, that should be a good strong base. So that's going to be the tiki head, the car is going to be here. And then my next part I'll start building the coffin.